What up, everybody? Happy Friday. Man, I wish I had it set up like the Pine Corner or something. I could say, welcome to the Pine Corner. This is your host, DK. But I'm not as cool as Master Trent, who's got the Pine Corner on, what do you call that? On lockdown. He's got that thing all sewed up. So anyways, I have 3 TTMs this week. It was pretty cool. I got multiple cards in each TTM. And I got a little IP Baseball Mojo and a package I've had for a few days, maybe even a week or so. It was a completed deal I made with somebody. I parted with some PC stuff that helped me get that TV, and he sent me some goodies just to have because he's a cool dude. So I think he's JNarly77 on Twitter. Cool UFC collector. He does a lot of in-person graphing, a lot of stuff. So Thursday night was pretty sweet. Packers got a huge slaughter win over the disabled, shall we say, or injury-ridden Vikings, and plus what you got, Adrian Peterson on the exempt list or whatever you call it. So yeah, it was nice to see that. It's kind of like watching a scrimmage last night. It's kind of a bum deal, but a win's a win. I'll take it. Got some UFC fights coming up this weekend. Got Tarek Saffiedine versus Rory McDonald, and some other stuff too. I can never remember when I go on camera, so I'm just gonna skip that. We'll just get to some autographs. I have not looked in this package, but there's a glove in here that I've wanted for a really long time. I was actually looking to buy one, and I don't buy much of anything ever. And I still haven't peeked at it. I've just pre-opened it, but I still haven't looked at it, so let's look at it together. It's not signed, but I've wanted one of these because I thought these gloves were I've always thought these gloves were really, really awesome. So check this out with me. Oh, dude, this glove is like monstrous. It's the Fairtex Old Strike Force gloves. This thing is freaking ginormous. I think that's a triple extra large, so I could get this thing filled up with like probably 10 signatures. If you can compare this triple XL to that little trainer glove in there, and I was going to show you that too at the end, my new display. This thing is freaking huge, but nice to have one of these. It's kind of oily, but what's cool about this is that the logo isn't any more glossy than the leather, so it's really cool. It's like printed white, and I just thought these gloves they have always had that rounded fingers. I just thought these were always really rad, so I gotta think about who I want to get on this glove. DC is an easy one, maybe Luke Rockhold, but I gotta see who I really want to put on here. Maybe even Jacare. But might get help, and I might TTM it. But that is a ginormous freaking glove. But it's freaking awesome. I dig it. It's the blue. There's also red out there. So I finally got one now. It's a Fairtex. Again, before they switched over, when UFC bought them, they went to the Sentry gloves, which, one second, I got one up here somewheres. Oh, here it is. Before they switched to gloves like these, this is a Tito Ortiz signed glove, and what I was talking about, this glove, the logo is not printed. It's kind of like it's not like a decal, but it's definitely applied after the glove. It's not on the material. It's more like a sticker, so it's glossy, and the autograph is a little bit different. If you can see here on the Tito autograph how it's on the white, it's glossy, and on the black it kind of soaks in. But this is a Sentry glove, and they made these for Strike Force also. So this is a Sentry style, which is a lot less bent for the fingers. I'm actually trying to get rid of this glove because I don't want to do a Shadowbox of Tito anymore. So that's been up on the shelf, literally. And but yeah, this is the first style before the UFC bought them. Anyways, moving on. There was one more thing in here. In cardboard. A nice, if it's possible, Amir Sadala autograph. His autographs can be really, really poor. But this is bold and kind of large, with a little bit more detail than normal. So Jay had that and sent that my way. I don't have it in my collection, but now I do. So it's cool. Look at the shot of the eyes on the bottom of the promo. This is the old school. Not the old school, but the old kind where the images weren't as darkened out and whatnot. Alright. I'm dragging my feet in this video big time. So thank you, Jay, so much for that. If you watch my videos, I am not sure. Let's just go slow here, I guess. Got some in-person graphing. Last game of the season, my neighbor came over. Remember Miss Lisa knocking on the door that one time in the video? Well, she wanted to give us tickets a couple weeks ago. We got second row tickets. The boys got baseballs from all the players and stuff as they came off the field. Because they're second row behind the third base dugout, right by the stairs where the guys go down. So it's easy for the guys after the inning's over to throw baseballs to the kids. So my kids, this game was the last Brewers home game, last game of the season. Sunday the 28th. They lost. But coincidence that Braun was on the ticket, displayed here on this ticket. Because after the game we went trying to get some of the free handouts that they do out of the dugout. And because kids run the bases on Sundays, the guys I don't think did it. But my son Isaac did get a hand on a Para. I forget his first name. The guy that came from the Diamondbacks. He actually did give out a bat. My son got one hand on it, but some kid grabbed it with two hands and ripped it out of my son's hands. I guess if it would have been a clean exchange the first time without the bat falling in the dugout, I guess Isaac would have had it, but it wasn't meant to be. So the kids, with some of their game-used balls, we ended up going after getting out of the stadium and realizing the players were not going to come out after the game. We went out back and got some autographs. So my son first got Mike Fiers on top on the side panel. This is a game-used ball. And then Kyle Loesch signed. And then last but not least, it was Ryan Braun. The kids, if you saw my videos, I actually videoed them all running down to his car. Out of the corner of my wife's eye, when my kids were posing, showing their Kyle Loesch autographs together, my wife spotted Ryan Braun getting in his car. He kind of had parked in the lower lot, not in the players' lot. And he almost got a clean getaway, so the kids ran down there. And here's a Brett Butler that my son got at the other game where we were second row and added Kyle Loesch. That's all in that one. But yeah, I think they cleaned up on Ryan Braun. Isaac actually did get some pregame. He got Mike Pignazzi, I think his name was. And, oh my word, I don't know my Brewers that well, but he's a call-up number 11, and then Herrera was starting shortstop or second base, and he's number 3. So it's actually another game-used ball that Isaac got done up from the other. The ball came from the other game. And then here was one that my son Davison got done for Joey. So Joey and Kyle Loesch. He added Ryan Braun and Mike Fiers. So you get the gist of it. Here's another Braun, a little bit shorter. This one's in black. This one's Isaac's. And Isaac had a brand new ball from the game, and he didn't get it done at all. It would have been nice to get a Braun sweet spot, but whatever. And then my son Davison went back for seconds, if you saw in the video, reached in his pocket and pulled out the Braun cards. So Master Trifecta, thank you for the cards because they came in handy. This one actually got done up. Top loader for the loss. Can't really see. I'm going to take it out since I'm already going 8 minutes here. So there you go. 2 Davison. Crud. I'm wasting time trying to get an angle. But worked out real well. My kids were super stoked after so many players just snubbed them. And I don't know how you can turn down kids politely asking for a signature. Especially on a disappointing season and on the last game of the year. I know they get heckled a lot, but it's the last game of a sad season where they were in first place, what, 2/3 of the way or 3/4 of the way through the season. Alright, no more MLB stuff. Back on the UFC train here. Got this one back. Finally done, I think, with Nate Marquardt. Now that I say that, I remember that I need to TTM him again to get UFC promos for me and Marcel and extra for trade because Joe A buddy from the UK got one back from him. So Nate used my marker on a couple cards, and a couple cards he ran with silver. I think he used when he signed Joe's, because Joe's TTM was all in silver and he had multiple autographs. Some people like this one. I think this one's the worst because he highlighted it in blue. That's a 13 bloodlines. Here's a 12 bloodlines, and it had Joshua 1-9 on it from the before I removed the autograph and had him re-sign it. I think I was gonna have him re-sign it in blue because I kind of see a faint autograph in the background of the bold one, and I think we're back to the blue. This one's the best out of all of them because he signed it with blue and inscribed the great. Some of these might be for trade because I have one of these already and I have one of these, but I'm not sure which one I'm keeping. So that was 8 of 8 from Nate the Great. Nate the Great signed 8 of 8. And then what? Thursday, brought one from Mark Munoz that was long lost because his gym has not been friendly to my mailings for some reason. It's like they get lost places. So I hit him up on Instagram and he said he'd look into it, and he did. And actually got a tweet back from Kendall Grove saying that he found his mail also. So I got a 4 of 4 from Munoz. I think I offered him to keep the duplicate, but he didn't. So it's nice to get these done. I do have another TTM ready to go out to him because there is more cards I'd like him to sign for me that I haven't had signed yet. I don't just hoard every single card I have. It's like this one was probably a duplicate, and I asked him to keep it, but he didn't want it. That was 256 days. Sent it back in January, just to give you an idea. And this was the second one coming back from Rain Training Center. Like I said, Kendall Grove. I've been having really good luck sending these 3-pocket portions of Ultra Pros. This is a really old Ultra Pro with the perforations, but when you put them back in the number 10 self-addressed stamped envelope, one of these guys, when you put them in there like this, these thicker knockout cards don't get creased. So Joe, if you're watching, this is how they come back. But if they come back in the envelope like this, they put them in the envelope flat instead of like this. They come in like this, they're going to go through the sorter and get creased because they're thicker. So I got 5 of 5. This one came in today, and 2 of these are upgrades and 3 of them are PC. The 2 that are upgrades I'll show first, because these are upgrades because he added his nickname this time. Probably because it was the only TTM he signed. He's helping Bisping at Team Rain or Rain Training Center. This is an upgrade on the Moment of Truth, inscribed The Spider with a Y. The Spider with a Y. And these 3 on PC. So those 2 are updates, and these 3 are new additions to the PC. Not PC, but the collage collecting. You know, I don't really have PCs, but I do have. I say that, and I think right away of. I do collect Benson and Pettis. I make my kids collect Pettis. So, I wanted to get to this. Last thing is I forgot the dimensions of it, but it's like 25 by 8, and I'm using it for 4. Let me pick it up. So here it is. This was a glove I got done from Jared Hammond, and he had the rest of his team sign it. So I got Jared Hammond, and that means to God be the glory, or alone, it's God's glory alone, or something like that. So Anthony Hardunk, Jared Hammond with the 3 crosses. This is Kamal Shalarus upside down, and then Vladimir Matashenko, the janitor. Look at that, Vladdy, janitor autograph. And then here's some IP ones. These gloves I got from Kmart for literally $1.75 a pair. They were on closeout. They're called Striker gloves. But I got Mike Pyle a year and a half ago in May at Extreme Couture in Vegas. Then at MGM that weekend, when I was graphing for about an hour and a half, I got Diego Brandao and Chris Weidman. And then when I went to UFC on Fox 6, I added Brian Stan and John Dotson. Described it, The Magician. Also where did I get this done? I forget. I think it was Chicago. Added Chael Sonnen. And then Glover Teixeira. Travis Brown was in Vegas. Teixeira was in Chicago. Chael was in Chicago. Rampage, I got in person. That was pretty cool at the theater after weigh-ins in Chicago. Goyito, Eric Perez, and then big sexy Sean McCorkle. I had to sign that. So, got 4 gloves. They're just wedged in here, so I didn't have to use any Velcro on anything. So they're all just kind of overlapping each other, and the bottom one is tucked underneath the middle. So, really cool signature for Chris Weidman, too. Now that I'm looking at it, his signature's gotten kind of abbreviated now that he's signing so much and he's the champ. So that's it, guys. 15 minutes. I'm going to have to wait to upload this on Monday. So hope you've all had a good weekend and all that other stuff. So, till next time, we'll see you in church, boys. Adios.